Hello and welcome to another Tarot Deck in Review by Starla. Today we are looking at the Gentle Tarot by Marisa Royce Aparicio Tovar. This was an independent deck, originally a Kickstarter. I did not get it on the Kickstarter though, and this version of the deck is the linen edition. She has a full version, the full-size version, and a pocket edition. The pocket edition comes in a tin, but for the linen edition, it's just a simple tuck box. This is the back of the card. Absolutely lovely. And so I opted not to pay extra for a guidebook for several reasons, but it comes with a QR code to get a PDF version of the guidebook, which is awesome. And it even came with these extra cards that have the card meanings on them, which is super wonderful. Some spreads and opening and closing intention, as you would expect to find in a regular deck. So let's get into the card. So this is the Major Arcana. Now she is an indigenous artist and found herself very inspired living in Alaska. So there's a lot of, animal themes, especially Alaskan animal themes for all of these cards. Now when we get to the Lovers, she actually includes 2 Lovers cards for you to choose which one you resonate in a reading. I usually go with the butterflies because I just love butterflies, but if the 2 people sitting next to each other calls you, then absolutely feel free to use those. She does have another extra card in the Major Arcana, which we will get to. And so I thought that was a nice little addition as well. Now as for the cards themselves, they do have a linen finish, so it's a little bit, you can't see on camera, but there's a little bit of texture, which I kind of like. And then the cards, they're not too thick, not too thin. They're kind of in that perfect middle ground. So this was the extra card I was talking about. It's called The Unseen, and she gives, the meaning for that is in the guidebook and also, on these little extra cards right there. We get into the cups. Now, on the Minor Arcana, she did make some changes from the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Instead of doing, Page, Knight, Queen, and King, she did Seed, Root, Flower, and Harvest. And that was not the only change she did. So the cups and wands, look at the wands. Isn't that just absolutely wonderful? So the cups and wands, she kept the name of the suits the same. But when we get to swords and pentacles, you'll see the other change she did. This one is one of my favorite cards in this entire deck. I love that one. Anyways. So swords became thunder. And this is the 3 of Swords. I love this card in a different way than the other one. This one is just so fascinating to me. I could just sit and stare at that one all day. So I love all the rainbows she did in the thunder suits, because normally swords, that's the more like suit, but these rainbows just always remind us that there's a rainbow after the storm. And you can't have, these big movements in our lives, these big major shifts without a storm. Then we get to stones for pentacles. So that was the other change she made to the suits, was that stones became pentacles. But yeah, overall, I love this deck. As I said, there are different versions I went with. And then, you know, she's always constantly having sales as well. I think right now she has a buy one, get one sale. But just always check her website, check her Instagram and stuff for all of that. I will, of course, have links in the description on where you can purchase this deck. And then let's give this a shuffle. So yeah, I absolutely love this deck. I give it a 9 out of 10 and highly recommend it for you so that is the Gentle Tarot. Thank you for watching, and remember, as always, to like and subscribe. I will see you next week.